Hey, how's it going? I'm Enrique, artist and illustrator. I worked at a movie company and a few small game companies. Basically, I'm here to talk to you about a specific drawing problem when you get stuck. And it's very, very specific. I'm talking about for when you already saw the art lesson on whatever topic you're talking about, so you know it logically, but you're still stuck. You cannot get it, and you don't know why, right? So I think it's very common to do this. I'm going to tell you what I do, and basically stick around if you have that issue. And that's what the following video is going to be about. Before that, though, if you do like art advice, if you like the art basics, anything like that, hit the subscribe button and click that bell notification. I'm going to be posting about once or twice a week, pretty much for the rest of 2021. So that's it. Let's get in the video. Let's get started. Okay, so let's go over this, okay? I'm going to have three examples. I'm going to talk about like the interiors and how important kind of details within the interiors are. Obviously, one important aspect to everything is the overall silhouette, right? So I'm going to just act like a real simple one, right? A tube, and a tube shape, right? The direction, the flow, that matters as well, but also the interior detail can make or break stuff as well, right? So how many times have you seen people draw an arm this way? That's correct. That's the most important thing is the flow, but I'm going to show you three different kind of ways to kind of go at the details in the interior. So let's just say this one right here is a simple one. Let's say this is a upper part of the arm, right? And I'm going to try to not affect the silhouette as much as I can. I'm going to try not to go outside that silhouette. So let's just say this is, again, like I was saying, upper arm. Let's say that's a deltoid. Right? Very, very simple. Right? I'm going to throw a little bit of cross-hatching here. Over here, the bicep. I'm going to pull over here. So we got the tricep over here. Pulling down, in. So there's going to be a split between the bicep and there's a muscle in there. I think the brachialis, I think. And then the brachioradialis comes around here. So we have like an arm shape basically from this tube, right? And all that is, and I'm still going to work on it right now. All I'm doing is I'm going in, kind of just showing the flow is obviously unbelievably important, but like the internal detail to this is, again, what could make or break it. You have to kind of make that judgment for yourself. And also how different it can be, right? It can be like vastly different, even though you have the same, let's say the same upper arm in the same area. And I'm going to try to make the next one very different if I can. Trying hard to stick to that. You know, I would normally thin it out about the back here, but trying to stick to this silhouette I made. It's more strict than I normally would. I normally wouldn't stick to a under sketch as close. I'm just trying to prove a point. So right here we have this. All right, I'm gonna have to move it a little bit. All right, so that's an upper arm right there. I can close it off at the top, or I can kind of move that into his shoulder, right? But the point is that's an upper arm made from this tube. Let's go over here, and let's just say if it was in the same position, an upper arm. Let's just stay with that. But let's try to make it as different as we can. Again, different details on the inside. 1 second, let me fix that a little bit. So let's try to make different details on the inside. Instead of an upper arm, I mean, it would be an upper arm, but how can we change that? Could we put armor on it, replacing something on it? We could. We could draw maybe more striations. We could draw less. Let's draw. Let me throw some. Let's throw like light armor on it. Let's just say he's wearing like a plate of some kind. Right, upper arm, like on his shoulder. Going over here, that means he's going to have some fabric on, most likely. Going to do some zigzagging pattern over here to start off, and trying to find out what's a good way to do this. So I'm finding the, it's normally when it's kind of, I'm gonna think it's like maybe rolled up on the upper sleeve a little bit. And there's gonna be a cast shadow right here. So again, what I'm doing is I'm trying to show that basically the inner details will change the drawing 100%. There's the flow, right? When you first start drawing, there's the structure, and then beyond the structure, it's the detail what's going on inside that silhouette. If you do indeed try to find the silhouette, but that can change everything. And I think people downplay how important the inner details are, because I think the common thing is for a new person to directly jump into details without knowing how to do them. Without knowing the outside form. So like a new person will start with just drawing the inside of what I'm doing here without the outside form area, like without the direction. So they'll draw details and they'll just be kind of a mess. They'll be all over the place. You don't want to do that. You want to, have the strong form on the outside, right? You want that direction, and then you go into the details. But it's not like the details don't matter. They matter a lot. A lot actually. So that's just kind of what I'm trying to show here through these little, like this real simple, like demonstration by kind of pulling it up there. Let me draw the shoulder over here just so it looks a little bit less like a tin can or something. Let's just say he had armor over here. What does armor have? Let's do our fake armor. Really basic armor, right? Again, we're thinking like a top of an arm here, top of a shoulder. And then this is going down the arm. It gets a little baggy at the bottom of that, but let's just say at the top of the sleeve here, it's all rolled up. Hopefully having a good day, by the way. It's chill, just a chill drawing day. It's fun to hang out. I'm gonna be updating every I would say every about 3 days. So maybe about twice a week. Absolutely hit that subscribe if you haven't, and hit that bell notification. All right, so that would be the exact same shape. It's an upper arm, but this one has armor at the top, like at the top cap, like a shoulder pad. And let's just say there's some like a sleeve going on that's kind of pushed up a little bit. So it's kind of rolled up when you roll up your sleeve. I'm going to demonstrate that on camera. Let's go to the last one over here. What would it be? Maybe something not as deep, right? So someone has maybe less muscle tone than this guy over here. Just kind of a simplistic arm here. Just kind of flat, like my arm over here. I don't work out that much. Just real simple. Like, see how there's very little detail because there's not a lot of striation. You can't see it because this person doesn't work out as much or just carries more body weight than this guy over here to the left. Um, and that can change the character, of course, right? That changes your character entirely if they look different. People's appearances within games and in movies, within animation, they reflect the experience that character has had. So if you see like a really buff character, usually you're like, oh, that person has a different experience than someone who looks normal. Generally, right? Not always. Generally, yeah, they work out more. Maybe they go through more adventures. Um, they maybe have a different occupation. A lot of that stuff is based upon their experience, and that's a great way to start your characters. That is it, by the way. See that? Like you can just leave it like that. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. This guy has a very different experience than this one over here, and this is a soldier, right? It's a little different. Hopefully that made sense. What I wanted to do again, the entire flow of kind of the direction of the drawing that matters, right? When you draw like the tube for the arm, but the internal detail matters just as much, in my opinion. I wouldn't say it matters more because the direction is key. I feel that proportion is key, but internal detail really dictates again, like the character and all kinds of things like that. So that's it. See you later. Say hi to me in the comments if you got to this point. If you got to the end, congrats. No one gets to the end of videos. No one. So if you did, yeah, I'll see you around. Don't forget to check out my Skillshare. I have a lot of programs on Skillshare that I do not have on here. They're like hour and 2 hour long, demonstrations. That is it. I'll talk to you later, and we'll see you soon. All right. See you around.